Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to record assembling the latest version of Telebrite, which is with a battery. It's a battery operated version. So let me just roll up my sleeves and get right into it. I'll just quickly run through all the different parts that I have over here. I have some enameled wire over here, which is probably not showing up on the camera. I'll just pick one up and kind of go like that. So this is enameled wire, tinned enameled wire. I have an on-off switch, 8 pixel RGB LED using a ESP32 Super Mini S3. It's a 600 milliamp lithium ion battery. Got some 3D printed parts, which is the chassis for this unit. And then I have 2 pieces of double-sided tape. This is to hold the microcontroller and the battery in place. So let's see if I should not have picked it up. I've got a problem of how to. Okay. Okay, it's very sticky. Okay. So first things first. So if you look at this enclosure, the way this kind of stacks up is you have an enclosure, the battery goes in there. So you have a compartment for the battery. You have a compartment for the button. And this is for the microcontroller and the ring. And then this snaps into place like that. Once it's kind of assembled, we use a little bit of super glue to hold it tightly in place. And then finally we have the hat, which is a lens that allows the LED light to shine through. So all of that lines up perfectly, all precision printed. And then right at the bottom, I have the cutout for the magnets. Let me grab some magnets, I forgot about them. So this particular model is designed with the magnet cutout to be deeper than my normal Tele-Lite, so that I can actually put 2 of these magnets in there, which means that it will be stronger magnetic connection. And so basically we need to make sure that it kind of goes in like that. So I'm going to put these magnets aside and bring this apart again. First thing we need to do is to take the battery. I'm just going to go and pick up the double-sided glue sticker. So there you go, it's on the other side of the battery. I'm going to press it down quite hard so that it adheres strongly. I'm going to peel the back. It's going to go in the trash. And then we are going to put it into this space. We want to put it this way because we're going to go and connect to the switch on this side. So I'm going to go and drop this in and press it down firmly so that the battery is in place and firmly, so if I try and pull on this, it's not going to come out. Next thing I need to do is take the switch. I'm going to bend the pins on it. I need to put my soldering iron on whilst I'm doing this so that it's nice and hot for me. So I have the pins, as you can see, bent like that. This is an on-off switch. Off. This is going to go and slot in there here like this. So before I do that, I need to solder some wires onto it. So I'm going to go like this. Use this to hold it in place. Okay. And it doesn't matter which side is which, it's just a switch. Once it's on, it lets the current through. There's my soldering iron. Let me just, there's my soldering iron. So I put it down like this. Need to take some flux. Apply some flux on both legs of this switch. It's a bit too much. On the other side. Let's just put this down again. Take the solder. There you go. It's enough. Other side. Okay. That's plenty. I'm going to take one of these enameled wires and solder that on here. Well, that's like strongly soldered on. And now I'm going to take the positive from my battery and I'm going to solder that on. Let me just peel this a little bit more. There you go. I'm going to solder this on. Apply a little bit of flux to it. There you go. And I'm going to go and there you go. So if I do this, release it. So now that's strongly, okay. So now, I put this aside for a second. This is ready to go into the switch. As you have to press it down and kind of push it in. It should just like there you go. Now if I use a pencil, I'm gonna make some adjustment to this. Forgot about this. So freshly printed part. I forgot to deburr my buttonhole so that it's nice and clean. So it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna push this in like so. There you go. And now I can actually do it with my finger as well, but it's much easier with something like a pencil. Okay, that's the first bit done. I do want to have this battery wire kind of tucked away nicely so that it's not in the way. And then these two wires are going to go and we're going to connect it to the negative and positive on the ESP32S3, which has got a built-in battery charger. Let me see if I can show this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, so in this case, so what we're gonna do is this aside again. I'm gonna take some flux, apply it to the battery terminals on the USB. There you go. Okay. The good thing about this design is all of that. So remember, this is the positive, this is obviously the negative. And we are going to do this. Let me just use this for this. So hold it in place so that I can have a little bit more control over. Just try and do this like this. Do this here, do this here. I should be able to just I'm actually going to do it this way. So first I'm going to go ahead and apply some solder to the pads. Solder to those two pads. Negative is this one, and I'm going to come from this side. I think I cut this a little bit too long than I need, so I'm going to find my scissors and trim this up if I can find my scissors. So where they are, this to be just right, long enough, and I'm going to go like so. Okay, that's good. And then I need to do the same thing with the, and I'm going to trim the exposed piece of this is a, okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. That's pretty strong. And now already if I turn this on, okay, then I got this wrong. So make sure I got this right. So I got this right. Why is this not turning on? Let's just check the voltage on this thing. Let's go from here, from the positive, unswitched positive, direct positive. And my battery may be dead. Looks like my battery is dead. Okay, which is not a problem. Let's power this thing on. Okay. For now, I'm just gonna go with it. The battery is dead. That's okay. We are going to start finishing the rest of it. So once that's done, you can basically go and put this piece on. The way this is designed is we have plenty of space for the wires to come through. And we can take, actually let's just solder the rest of, solder this on. And for this, let's use this again. So for this we need 3 wires. So let me just quickly do this. I can quickly have this done. The in, actually this is an old module. Don't really want to use this because it may not be working. So let me get another module. Here's a brand new module. Take some flux. Helps taking this off. And put some flux on there. Put some flux on there. And in the meanwhile, I can actually, whilst I'm doing this, I can plug this in so that the battery can charge a little. D in. Oh, before I do D in, well, I just need to do this. It's a nice bead there. Get this out of the way. Let's start with D in, D, which is D in. Nice and strong. And here's the 5 volt. Nice and strong. And finally, ground. Okay, that's nicely done. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can tell the battery is charging now. That blue light is on. This battery is not charging. The battery is charging. Okay. As you can see, it's powering from the battery, but it's very little power in the battery right now. I'm going to turn it off. Okay. So now we are now going to go from the top and put this aside, 5 volt and ground. And 5 volt and ground is basically the ground and 5 volt. So like so. Like so. I will check ground and 5 volt. So before I do that, Okay, again, I'm going to take a little bit of flux because it helps a lot. Like that. And I'm going to take like so. I'm trying to put this through. I don't have the best soldering skills, by the way. I'm good enough. Okay. So these two solders, let's just adjust them a little bit. So pull them out. Okay, so they are like perfect now, the way I wanted them. And then this D in goes to pin 4. And pin 4 is here on the other side. A little bit of flux here. And push pin 4 through here. Get it right. I think it's this one. This one. And then again. Again, I'm going to pull it out a little bit because I want it to be. There we go. And that's my soldering done. I'm going to turn my soldering iron off. So I don't have any firmware on this thing. So that's need to get some more. I'll take this. Got some more of this new piece since I messed up the last one. And basically this goes in the back like this on there. I'm going to press it down as firmly as possible. I should have really cleaned it up with the rubbing alcohol to clean it up. I don't have it right now, so I'm just going to skip that step. So take this off and let's go and press this down like this. I'm going to press it down hard. Take this off. I'm going to do this like this. And this wire, I'm going to adjust it so that it's not really in the way. There you go, like so. And then this piece again, like so. And then this gets pressed in like that. And just like that, this whole thing is kind of ready. Let me just plug it in like so. I'm going to go and do my test firmware, which is basically the RGB. See if I can, yeah. I'm going to, okay. I'm just going to burn a new firmware on this. I'll turn the battery on so that it's charging as well at the same time. Also, I'm waiting for that to happen. And we're done with that. We're just left with this. I can move this stuff out of the way and clear everything up. Do this. Just updated the firmware, and that's kind of telling me that all the wiring is correct. I still need to double check the battery. I know it's correct because it's telling me that it's getting the blue light constantly on. Tells me that the battery is charging. I'm going to let it charge for a bit. Let me just put these things away. And you can pull the plug on this, and you can see this dim because the battery doesn't have enough charge in there. But as you can see, I don't know, it's not very visible, but let me just bring it up to the camera there. You can see it's actually running without being plugged in. So I'm gonna, okay. So now last thing is basically hanging like this and putting it, right, bringing it into place and snapping this on. So this is actually supposed to, let me just see. This is supposed to like go on like so, and then this is supposed to go like this, and it should just snap everything in place. Once that happens and we have everything running, as you can see, you apply a little bit of super glue to lock everything in place, and I typically use these to hold this in place while it's super glued down for a good few minutes. Oops. All right. Do this again. I have the smaller ones. I need to find the bigger ones for this. Anyway, hold this like that until it's fully super glued and release it. I'll have these two batteries, kind of push them in, put a little bit super glue there, push them in. I'm going to do it right now because you may want to test out everything on there, but this should be like firmly, and we can just plug it in, and it's running directly from the power outlet. And when we're running it from the power outlet, we got the choice of, if the battery is on, you can tell the blue light here, or you can turn it off. So now it's running from there and not charging the battery. If I turn it on like that, it's now charging the battery as well as being on. And you can see the LED ring color changing, kind of rotating. And that's just my test firmware. And if I take it out, you can see it's still running. It's a little bit dimmer because battery is 4.2 volts anyway. Even when it's fully charged, it's never going to be as bright as being powered in and powered with the 5 volt from the USB-C. But yeah, that's your Tally Bright with the battery, and no longer need wires to have this working. And that is for this video. So it's pretty straightforward to assemble. I should have all the parts available on my website so that you can order the parts and make your own. So that's my plan. Thank you for watching the video. I hope this is useful.